What's up guys? In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the top tech features inside the 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium R-Line with 4Motion all-wheel drive. Now, I filmed this video yesterday and I went through every single little feature in here, and about 60% of the way done, it was about 20 minutes long. So I'm going to save you guys the agony of watching that long of a video of me talking, and we're just going to go through some of the main features and some of the main things that I think you guys will be interested in. Starting with the entertainment center, then moving to the image viewer with the SD card reader. Then we'll take a look at the rear vision camera, the digital dash, and then we'll do kind of a quick run through of all the other little things around the car in the back and the front that I think are interesting to point out. All right, let's get started. All right guys, let's start up front with the infotainment center. Now, as you can see, Volkswagen's gone with an updated, fresh UI that features this flat design language. Now, most other dealerships are doing this too. I know Chevy for sure is doing it with Infotainment 3. Subaru has yet to adopt a fully flat user interface. They kind of still have glossy elements, but nonetheless, Volkswagen has it here in their infotainment software. Starting up front, you've got the radio option. Now, this has your standard radio as well as Sirius XM radio. You can set presets 1 through 6 here. You can tune to a specific channel, AM, FM, all that kind of stuff. Right there. Under the media section, you have access to both USBs, so if you want to connect an MP3 player via USB, you can. You also have an aux input that you can switch to under source, and then you have 2 SD card readers that are in the glove box. One would mainly be used for navigation, and then the second one you could put images as well as music on there. And then you've got your Bluetooth if you have a phone connected. Also, there is a CD player. Some of you might not know what CDs are. They're little silver discs. You can toss them if you wish, but also they play music if you put them into the CD slot. Now, moving on, you've got navigation. Now, I've talked about this in some of my other videos. Unless you just have to have it, I wouldn't pay for the upgrade for navigation. With the introduction of Waze into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then having Apple Maps as well as Google Maps, there's really no need for a built-in navigation system. Now, I'll give that one caveat. It does let you use your navigation system with your digital dash when you use the built-in one. So that's the only way that I would really recommend doing it, is if you want navigation on the dash there. But other than that, just don't pay the premium for it. Just stick with what you get when you plug in your phone. Now, you've got a Sirius XM travel link, which will give you traffic information, weather, sports, you've got movies even. Now, obviously, this is in here for a reason. Somebody's using it. I don't fully understand why it's here, but they wouldn't leave it in if people weren't using it, so you do have access to it if you need it. Moving on to phone, you can connect a phone via Bluetooth. If you want a more detailed look at this, check the link above there. Vehicle information, you can also go to vehicle settings, change your driver mode, personalization. You can set different driver profiles with different seating placements and things like that, so that's an option. Lights, you can change your adaptive lighting system or change your coming home and leaving home feature, how long you want your lights to stay on when you turn the car off. You can also enable and disable safety systems from that menu. App Connect is going to give you access to Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and Mirror Link. I don't have a single clue what Mirror Link is, but you have access to it there. Traffic will give you traffic options, and you can check for wrecks and things. Sound, you can adjust. There is actually a Fender premium audio system in here with a subwoofer, so you have control over that. Obviously, I set this yesterday when filming. That's my desired preference. Climate control, talked about this in the overview video, but when you engage the climate control buttons down below, you actually get a visual representation on screen of what's happening. So right now I've got full AC on, but I can change it to just up top, and you'll notice that it shows up there or just down low. And then if I switch it over to heat, it'll turn red. And you can also enable your heated steering wheel there. So I love having that. And then finally, let's talk about the Images tab. Now, I'll go ahead and show you on screen right now what happens when you put an SD card into the slot. I went ahead and inserted an SD card. It has not only images, but also a video and a song. Now, videos do not work, at least not the ones that I've tried. So if you try to put in, SD card with some kids movie on it, it's not going to play. But on the video that I did insert, if you go under media, so I've got this Camaro test video that I'm making. I hit play. Video doesn't play, but the sound does play. So if you have videos that have music, you can listen to the music, and I assume music would work the same way as this, but videos do not play. Now, if you go back to menu, go over to images, boom, here are some of the pictures I took of the exterior of the car. Now you can change your source here again, your selections. You can scroll through and pick specific ones if you know what those numbers are. You can just use the arrow keys to navigate. You can rotate, zoom in, things like that. Or you can just hit play and it'll kind of cycle through like a slideshow. And I think you can change the duration as well of how long the slides last. So if you hit settings, yeah, display time. So the lowest you can do is 5 seconds, which is a little long, I think, but yeah, so you can just kind of click through, see the different images you've got on there. Yeah, so that's how you use the SD card reader with images and music. All right, guys, and finally you have the settings icon, and that just lets you factory reset your entertainment center and change a couple other things like Bluetooth, but other than that, you probably won't ever need to use that. Now let's talk about the rear view camera. So right off the bat, you'll notice it's just a standard rear view camera. You've got these markered lines. These will tell you how close you are to something. If you get towards the red one, go ahead and stop, otherwise you're gonna hit it. The yellow lines actually change depending on which way the wheel is turned. And then if you press the menu button, you have access to the overhead view camera. Now this system works with a camera in the front, a camera on either side mirror, and a camera in the back to create a 360-degree view around your car. Now, you'll notice that it's divided into little sections here. This yellow line highlights what camera specifically you're currently looking at. You can change it just by tapping. So you get the front camera, left camera, back camera, side camera, all good. And then under each of the camera options, you have additional views that you can look at. So even if you're on the right side, you can see over here, you can tap that, it'll show you the left one, and then both together. So you have a ton of different options to see what's around the vehicle. Additionally, if you're on the back or the front, you can get top-down views. That's all the cameras combined. There's a top-down view with a rendering, so you can see kind of how close you are. I call it curb cam. That's not the official title or anything, but that's essentially what it is. And you get the same thing in the front. So a lot of different options to see exactly where you are in reference to the objects around you. So that's awesome to have. And the last thing I want to mention about the overhead view camera is these odd shapes here. Now, this indicates where your parking sensors are active. So you have parking sensors running along the front and the back of the vehicle that are going to give you an audible and a visual warning when you get too close to obstacles, whether you're going forward or in reverse. So if you're going forward and you roll along and drive for long enough, obviously your rear camera is going to turn off because you're not in reverse, but it will still give you a warning on the screen when you get too close to a curb, as you can see right here. So that's not technically in your rear camera settings, but you still have access to the parking sensors. Now if I back up again and go forward, you'll be able to see that overhead view cam in action and see the parking sensors, obviously giving me an audio warning and a visual warning that I'm too close. And again, you could tap the top-down button and see that's how close I am to the curb, and that red line is a good representation of where your front of your vehicle actually starts. And that is the overhead view cam and the rear camera. Let's move on to the digital dash. Volkswagen first introduced their digital dash on the 2018 Atlas. Now, since that happened, we see it on the 2019 Atlas, as well as the 2019 Jetta that came out last summer, and now you're seeing it here on the 2019 Tiguan. Now, an interesting note, last time I filmed a video on an overview of the same exact trim level, SEL Premium R-Line with 4Motion, we had a completely different digital dash. and I had no clue why. I filmed this video yesterday, put the two side by side. I'll show you on screen right now, but they're completely different. One's a little more shaped. It doesn't have the physical temperature and gas gauges. It's just all one screen. And it was very confusing to me because I looked everywhere online, I looked on forums and couldn't find any information about why the design had changed. So I reached out to a Volkswagen representative. They got back to me and said that slowly they're rolling out a change. I think he called it a mid-year or a mid-model year change, where some 2019 Tiguans will have a certain digital dash and some will have this one. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why you don't just crank them all out at the same time. Nonetheless, you may see some 2019 Tiguans with the older generation digital dash and some of the 2019s with the newer generation digital dash. This one has the new generation. So main difference, the screen is larger on this one and has physical gauges there as opposed to digital gauges. Nonetheless, very cool design. They have some different customization options here. If you go under your vehicle menu here on your main screen, you can actually switch through by dragging, and it will change information on the actual display. So compass, destination route info, your gas mileage or your range, and you can do the same on the right side. Now you can set presets if you want to have, you know, one for a trip, one for normal driving, and they also have built-in ones, classic and auto. I actually like the classic one a lot. I think it's really clean. In addition to that customization, you can press the view button here on the steering wheel and it will actually switch the displays. That's a really clean one. That's a little more information. If you're playing audio, it'll show up there. And then just your standard gauges. So a lot of customization there, even more so I think than last time around, last generation. But you also get information if you push the arrow keys here. You can turn on the map display like we mentioned earlier, so you can see where you are. You can see traffic information. You can see you know, your turn-by-turn directions if you're using the built-in navigation. So some nice features there, as well as view your adaptive cruise control and other assist systems like lane assist, blind spot monitor. You can change all of that, enable, disable, all that kind of stuff right in this menu. And that is the Volkswagen Digital Dash. Now let's take a real quick look at some of the other smaller tech features available. Keyless access, a Fender premium audio system, heated automatic folding side mirrors with blind spot monitoring, a hands-free power liftgate with easy open and easy close, an auto-dimming rearview mirror with a compass and home link, a push-to-start engine with auto start-stop features, an electronic parking brake, and a drive mode selector. All right, guys, and those are some of the top tech features on the 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan SEL Premium R line with 4Motion all-wheel drive. If there's anything we missed, let us know in the comments below. Drop a like on the video if you loved it, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more content on the 2019 Volkswagen Tiguan and all other Volkswagen vehicles. See you in the next one.